Hi, my name is Glenn Banks, and this is an impromptu speech, informational speech about how to read blueprints. If you could come in, cameraman. This is a quick and dirty explanation of how to read blueprints. Let's say I am a contractor and I'm looking at this cover page, and this is usually the initial page that's on a set of blueprints. And for those of you who don't know what a blueprint is used to build buildings, build any type of construction, a vertical construction, a horizontal construction, a freeway, a power plant, a skyscraper. They usually start out like this. And what this is it's just a ton of information that you need to read and know how to read. It's about an inch thick, you can see, and it contains every component to this building, which is the Lapham Park remodeling project. It's in the city of Milwaukee. It's a project that I worked on. That's why I have the plans. What it is it's the only state-owned assisted living facility in Milwaukee, and it needed to be remodeled, hence the name up here. Usually on the cover sheet of plans, it will show who did the drawings, which is Quorum Architects. Then here, structural dimensions is a structural consultant, the structural engineers. You have IBC, One Source Consulting. They are also consultants on the project. There's always a ton of people, working on the project, because there's a lot of different disciplines and a lot of different trades involved. This was an ERA-funded Obama recovery project, so that was part of the funding for it. And then, so over here you see who the architect was, who the structural engineer was, mechanical engineer, electrical, plumbing engineer. Listed right here, civil, landscape architecture. Those are the different professionals involved in compiling all this information into a cohesive plan. Okay, so let's say I'm a carpenter and I'm looking for a floor plan. Here would be the drawing index, and that shows you numbers of each sheet and what's contained on the sheet, information-wise. So there's a cover sheet, that's this number, cover is CS2, and then you look in this lower right-hand corner, and you will see a CS2. Open this. This is a construction schedule. It's called a Gantt chart, and that kind of shows you the progression of the project and how long it's going to take. Here are abbreviations. These are the abbreviations used by the architects mainly, and that tells you what abbreviation is used for what word. And usually the use of abbreviations is to shorten them, because you don't want to clutter up this drawing with a lot of wording, so you use abbreviations instead. And basically there's really 4 types of views that you're looking for on a construction drawing. The first one is a floor plan. So we're going to look at that very quickly. So we're going to look at our drawing index, and we're going to go to architectural, because that's where the floor plans are located. And we're going to look at first floor construction plan. We just picked one out. So we're going to go A1.1. I'm going to slide over here. All the numbering is in the corners. So we're going to go to A1.1. We're going to open that. There we find the first floor construction plan. Now this is a first floor floor plan, which is a bird's eye view of a building. So a floor plan is basically taking the building and slicing it like this. Give me on camera. And it's like taking a knife and slicing through a loaf of bread. Basically what you're doing. 4 feet above the ground, or 4 feet above grade, 4 feet above this floor level. And it's going to show you all the detail, where all the walls are, all the doors, elevators here, each resident unit. Like I said, this is an assisted living. So these are kind of set up like hotel suites. As you can see, there's one layout and then they flip it. One layout, flip it, like that. So this is a floor plan. The next thing we're going to look for is another type of view on a plan. We're just going to look quickly at architectural views. Would be a elevation. So we're going to go back to our drawing index. We're going to go to elevations, which are building elevations. Let's just go to those. There's interior elevations, exterior elevations. We're going to go to building. So we're going to go to A3.1. This back corner, A3.1. I'll open that. And here we see an elevation drawing of the building. It's a brick construction and poured concrete structural framing is like poured concrete, and this is a brick veneer outside. So what an elevation is going to show you is 4 sides of the building, like you're looking at it. You're not cutting through anything, you're staring at it. So this is how that looks. Probably another one. Usually they'll have these listed east, west, north, south elevations. And then here, this is an elevation drawing, but then here, these are job site elevations, and these tell you, these are heights in decimal feet. You know, they could be based on sea level, but these are called datum points here, and this tells you, you know, each floor is how tall each floor is. So if this is your default datum point, so this would be the top of the basement, and this would be the top of your first floor elevation, 96.9. And then their second floor is 106.9, or 106, you know, and 6 1/4. So you know that each floor you go up, you're roughly going up 10 feet, each floor. So that's the kind of information you get from that view of the building. You also know, you know, where equipment is mounted, things like that, where parking lots are, stuff like that. Next, we're going to go to sections, which is a third type of drawing involved in a plan. And there's also a fourth, sections and details, and those are really the 4 types you're looking for. You're looking for floor plans, elevations, sections, and details. So this, I'm just showing you a quick way to navigate through these plans. I don't expect anyone to get the gist of this right away. It's a complicated thing, but we're going to look at our sections and details. We're going to go to our index of drawings again, and we're going to go to, let's go to A6.4. We're going to go back to this lower right-hand corner where all our sheets are numbered. That's how we're going to know where things are. A6.4. And we're going to open this. And here, what do we find here? Again, underneath the drawing, parcel section at stair 4. So these are sections of staircases. And if you look here, this is called a hatch. And what this hatch is like, it's like a pattern that's put into the drawing to tell you what things are constructed out of, but not actually write it out and tell you, you know, to save space. So they're going to put this hatch on there, and this hatch means that this is all concrete, which means that all these steps are poured concrete. This is all made out of concrete. This is a hatch with lines through it. That means it's a concrete block. So this is, you know, like I said before, that whole building was made out of concrete. And that will tell you that. That's one of the things you pick up when you learn how to read prints. Let's see. Now this is another section. And a section is basically taking a slice vertically through something. The floor plan is taking a slice horizontally through a building and looking down at it from a bird's eye view. The section is taking a slice vertically as you look at it, you know, as you stare at it. So I think we covered everything. There's other portions to a plan, and I can go on and on. This is going to be a door schedule, and this is going to tell you all the types of doors that are located on the first floor. If you look up here, door schedule, first floor. This will tell you the types of doors, the width, what they're made out of, what their frames are made out of, what type of hardware goes in the doors, as far as locking mechanisms, handles, things like that. Is there glass in the door? Is it solid wood? Things of that nature. You can go on and on. You have a common area finish schedule. Now, finish schedule will tell you what type of paint, what type of wall covering. Is it drywall? Is it plaster? Is it going to have carpet? Is it going to have a VCT floor? Like here, this is VCT, vinyl composition tile. That's what's going on in here. So if I had the print to this room, to this building, it would tell you all that information. So again, this is a brief impromptu speech on how to read blueprints. I have a degree in architecture. I've taken a bunch of classes in actually constructing these prints, in reading them and deciphering them. I work in the construction field, so it comes as second nature to me. So that's why I chose to do this as an impromptu speech, because I'm very comfortable with the information and I didn't have to rehearse anything. I just, I came out and I tried to go systematically through it. But thanks, and we're going to wrap this up.